Hey, what's going on, everybody? And thank you for taking a drive with the distracted driver. See what I did there? Oh, yeah. Alright, so I think that right now I'm going to talk a little bit about smoking because I do have a fairly long history with smoking cigarettes. Not really long, but you be the judge. So I'm 31 years old now. I quit smoking over a year ago. It was March of last year, of 2015. And I first started smoking consistently, at least one a day, if not more, back when I was 14 years old. 14. Like 4 years before I was officially old enough to smoke. And I was able to get away with that because the townhome community that I lived in was next door to a grocery store who had teenagers who also lived in the same complex that we lived in. They worked there, so it made it easy for us to snatch cigarettes while the employees looked the other way, if you know what I mean. So, like, after a while, we were, like, snatching them by the carton. So, so we always had plenty of cigarettes to smoke. Plus, most of our parents smoked, too, so if we ever ran out on that rare occasion, it wasn't very hard, at least not for me, to get any. So that's kind of the story. So, for 16 long years, I smoked cigarettes all the time, every day. I usually smoked about a half pack a day, so I wasn't a heavy smoker. And toward the end, like in the last 5 years, I really honestly only smoked like 6-7 cigarettes a day. So when I finally quit, a few months after, people started asking me, like, how did I feel? Were my senses better? Could I smell things better, taste things better? And honestly, I really felt no different at all. I didn't develop a smoker's cough like some people do. I didn't have a smoker's cough before either. I didn't cough up anything after a while. I hear that's common too. People start coughing up phlegm, as their lungs are rehealing. Maybe it hasn't been long enough for me. I don't know. But so far I haven't experienced anything like that. I think I might smell things better than I did and taste things, but really it's like too small of a change to really notice that much. So I don't know if I'd consider myself one of the lucky ones. It has only been a year, and there have been horror stories of people getting cancer after a few years of quitting smoking, and the idea that possibly if they never quit, their body being so used to smoking that maybe they would not have gotten cancer. It's through the process of healing that their cells mutated into cancer cells. So I think that's very that's like a very hypothetical. Like, that's not anything that is ironclad science or anything like that. But so I actually felt pretty good. Still feel pretty good today. Like, no difference really. And whoa, dude, watch the fuck out, man! Damn, taking a wide ass fucking turn. Jesus. I'm trying to drive around. Come on, man, what the fuck are you doing? Watch this. You see that look she gave me? I don't do that very often. Well, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Just sit there and let her go? Fuck that shit. Alright. Yeah, I sometimes I forget that I'm in the United States. That we don't drive on the left side of the road. But evidently that bitch back there forgot too, because she was sitting on the left side of the fucking road. I couldn't get around her. So sometimes you gotta improvise. Alright. Well, alright, so yeah. I mean, I'm not like degrading women or anything, like I know I called her a bitch, but I call people names when they're not driving very well on the road. It's an impulsive thing, okay? Like, it's nothing against them personally. I'm not cursing at them. I'm cussing at their driving habits. All right, so there you go. Anyway, so so I quit, and I was able to quit because I had started vaping. The world of vaping, like the vapor products, they call them like vaping pens and whatnot. I'm not sure, like, all of the technical names that they have. I go through a company called Vaporfy. They're based out of Miami, and they have some stores down here in the mall. So I went to the mall and I got one, spent like $100 on this thing. Actually, no, it was like $130. And then I bought the fluid and stuff. I only get tobacco flavored fluid. Some people get strawberries and all that other fancy shit, but I've tried it and it's not very good. So And yeah, I've been hooked on it since then. I mean, it actually works really well. I mean, it's a good substitute for smoking. It actually kind of blew me away. I figured it was going to be a struggle to get off the cigarettes, especially after 16 years and spending half my teenage, well, more than half of my teenage years smoking. Um, but no, it was actually a really easy transition. Some people, they can't handle it. Other people, like, they'll start vaping and then a few weeks later they'll slowly pick up smoking again, and then next thing they know, they now have two habits instead of just one. I have heard of that before, but yeah, it wasn't difficult at all. It's a hell of a lot cheaper. I mean, it's so much cheaper. I go through 2 bottles of the fluid every month, roughly. Sometimes more, sometimes less. And each bottle is $15, and or it's like $16 actually. But that place, if you buy it in the store, they always give you your fourth bottle free if you buy 3. So it equates to a smaller amount per bottle if you buy it, like I usually buy, which is all 4. So yeah, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than smoking cigarettes. I spent probably about $70 a month on smoking. Some people spend a hell of a lot more, but yeah, for me it was around $75. Again, I smoked a half pack or less each month, or each day, I mean. So it wasn't very much, but yeah. So yeah, it's been good. I always smoked full flavor Marlboros. And then I switched to these generic-ass cigarettes called 305s. You only can get them in Florida. I think 305 is a Miami area code, and I guess that's where the factory's based in or some shit. I heard rumors that inmates make the cigarettes, so I don't know if that's true. They say that's why they're so cheap, but yeah. So I smoked those for a while, and then I moved away. I moved out of Florida for a couple of years. And where I moved to, they didn't have them, so I picked up Marlboro Special Blends and stuck with those all the way up until I quit. So that's that story. But yeah, I mean, I was really happy I was able to quit smoking because it scares me. I'm only, at the time I was only 30 years old, and I've already been smoking for 16 years. That's kind of scary just to imagine, like what about when I'm in my 50s or 60s? I mean, I do want to get there. I do want to see myself become a grandparent. And that just definitely frightened the shit out of me, just thinking that, a lot of people cannot say that they've smoked for 40 years or 50 years, with at least not without having serious medical problems. So I knew that I had to quit sometime, and this perfect opportunity came up, this whole vaping thing, and it's worked out really well for me, at least. A lot of people, it doesn't work the same for. All of my friends who've tried it, they've not stuck with it. Yeah, smoking is more of their cup of tea. And I love smoking. It didn't consume me. I actually enjoyed smoking. I mean, it was something that I liked to do. It helped calm me down when I was stressed out. It helped make me feel good, and it was just the thing to do at gatherings and things like that. So so yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, there's only one person that I knew who smoked for a really long time. My best friends, they're twins. Their grandma, she lived until her mid-80s, and she smoked for over 60 years. I think it was like 63 years she smoked for, and she died. I think it was a heart-related thing, but she didn't have any significant health problems attributed to smoking. She smoked like 2 packs a day too, which was crazy for like half a century. I mean, insane. So, all right, I'm here. See ya.